just don't put any CO2 out there, so they've got they plant stuff, so it's taking CO2 out of the atmosphere. It's not putting any in. It's actually taking some out.
Right.
And this has been my argument the whole time: is instead of going vegetarian to help the environment, put your money into these farms that are doing this kind of stuff that are going to be more sustainable in the future. And what you're doing, you'll shift things quicker there, because you're not just taking money out of a system, you're putting it in where you want it to go, and the businesses will see that.
Yeah.
And then he also brought up the fact that all this fake meat that we're seeing now, like the Impossible Burgers and Quorn and all this kind of stuff, they plant insane fields of soybeans and stuff like that to make the demand that's now being used by these vegetarians and vegans. Yeah. And that's causing huge CO2 emissions.
Wow.
Because you've got these giant farms that are just massive, because the amount of soybeans you need to make one of these things is way more land than you would need for a cow farm, for example, to feed the same amount of people. So it was such an interesting thing, and it just turned my misconceptions on their head effectively, and I just blew my mind. So I just was really excited to talk to you about it, and see what you thought, and also try and get people who are listening to have a go and listen to it.
Mate, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, it's very popular at the moment, or at least it seems to be in the media, doesn't it? My one little niggling doubt is that those sort of things don't get the light of day, do they? Those arguments, I think it's just people don't want to be argued with, or people don't want to be sort of discussed. Yeah, it's not even an argument, is it? Sometimes it's just a discussion. People don't like it, really. Mm-hmm. They don't want to do it, and it's just easier if everyone thinks they're right. So I think, that sort of thing is easily going to get quashed. You're not going to get a Netflix documentary made by that guy. Because he's arguing for meat, isn't he? So
he's the most boring sounding person on the planet as well. His voice is so monotone. He seemed like a nice guy, but like, Christ, yeah.
He needs someone 100%. To jazz it up a bit, does he? Who's going to be the face of meat? Who's going to be the celeb that really flies the meat flag? Mate, I've cracked open another drink.
Let's talk about it.
I'm going curveball as well this evening. I'm going 2 beers. Ooh. So I've had my Pride, and now I'm going for a Punk IPA by Brewdog. Oh. I'm sure most blokes probably had one of these. They're pretty popular, I guess. It's more of the American pale ale kind of one. I just had this one second because it's stronger. It's 5.4. It's called a postmodern classic, or at least that's what they say. Postmodern classic. I mean, I just don't get what postmodern is. Is it modern, or how is it postmodern? That's the future. How is that? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it says, United we stand for better beer. Okay, I like that. Fiercely defiant and independent. Well, they're, as a company they might be, but in terms of their brewing style, or the style that they create, they are definitely not independent.
No.
Because they're the same as everybody else that makes this same sort of beer. But I do like it. It's fantastic, and it's going down a treat. I just think it's too strong. I just think it's a bit too strong. Like, I could drink, like tonight, it's fine because I'm just having 2 beers. But I think if I was on the night out, like, I couldn't drink 5 of these. I just couldn't. I get a weird, like, acidic-y... I don't know. Maybe I'm old, but it's just too strong for a beer for me. For any sort of serious drinking, it's nice to taste it. But yeah, I do enjoy it though. It's good. Good work, Brewdog.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I can attest to the fact that it's not a good sort of session. This is why they've got these session IPAs and these session beers that are designed to be drank in quantities that are going to allow you to stay out all night.
Yeah. 21st of June, mate.
Yeah.
On the punks all night.
That would be a short night, mate. Yeah. So I was actually at a festival called Grillstock in Bristol, and it's been sponsored by Brewdog. So I was on IPAs all day, and then they ran out of Brewdog IPA, and the only thing they had left was a thing called Sledgehammer. Which was even stronger. I'd like a dark ale, and I could just, it was just the messiest night I've had in possibly my entire life. It was bad. Terrible things happened, and
wow.
Yeah, so stay away from it. If you're going to have a few drinks of it, just have one and then move on to something a bit easier.
Nice. What are you drinking, man?
So I'm going with whiskey today. So I'm using the whiskey that was the whiskey I used for my whiskey cocktail earlier.
Sweet. Which is?
And this is an interesting one. This is a Irish whiskey, and it's the Peaky Blinder version, like TV show sponsored whiskey.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned this a few weeks ago, a few episodes ago. How is it?
So it's okay. I mean, I'm not a connoisseur of any whiskey really, but I'm certainly not a connoisseur of Irish whiskey. I've only had a few. It does live up to the classic sort of Irish stereotype. Very light, very soft, very easy to drink. It's not harsh in any way, but there's also not a massive amount of flavour in it.
Right. Is that because of the triple distilling or whatever it is?
I'm not an expert, but I would be lended into that. Although that Auchentoshan I had a while ago is triple distilled and that had plenty of flavour, so it could be something different. Maybe it's not as old, aged as well. So the mix of being triple distilled and then not aging as long, maybe that's why it's a little bit sort of neutral. So it's not totally neutral, but it's just not very flavoursome, in my opinion. Right. And to be fair, it's a TV show branded whiskey. I'm not expecting a huge amount out of it. But it's an interesting one. I don't know what the price is because this was a gift. So if it's any more than £23, I wouldn't bother. Okay. 20 quid. Spend 20 quid on that and you'll be fine. Any more than that, I wouldn't bother. Go with like a Jameson's or something. Right. But yeah, not bad.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, great. I mean, I often think that, listening back to the show when I'm editing it, I'm like, God, we're too nice to these things. Like, everything's great. Everything's amazing. You know, everything tastes good. But yeah, that's cool. And not bad. For the Peaky Blinders whiskey. Yeah. No, that's funny. I used to drink a fair bit of Irish whiskey, like in my first year of uni when I was like 18. Mm-hmm. And I think that's because I didn't really know a lot about it, and it was just in the pub. Again, it was one of those things where the bottle's upside down and it's got a little measuring server thing that the barmaid or whatever uses. But like lots of Jamesons went back, and it was just a good fun, like, you know, lots of good fun nights had on the Jamesons for sure.
Yeah, great.
I've been to Ireland a couple of times over the past however many years, and whenever I'm there, I'm like, I'm going to try some Irish whiskey, some really good stuff, and I've just never found the right stuff. I mean, maybe it's just a case of me not liking it, or, you know, no, it's not that I dislike it. I just don't think it's like great. I just go and drink it, you know, in whatever pub or bar or whatever I'm in. I always say, oh, you know, what good Irish whiskey have you got? And they bring me something. I think that's all right. I mean, it's not Scotch. But it's okay. You know, it's good for, you know, if that's your best. If that's the best you've got, it's all right. You know,
give a pat on the back and well done for trying.
But I mean, listen, I'm not out to diss Ireland because I've no claim to Ireland or Scotland. I think Scotch is better from what I've tried. But if anybody's listening and knows any great Irish whiskey, stuff that's going to knock our socks off, please get in touch. Like, and you know, likewise, if you know any good stuff that you've drunk, Irish stuff, no, it's nervous shake of the head. No, don't put me on the spot.
Don't ask me. Don't look at
me. So yeah, we're still on the lookout. There's got to be some good stuff, surely.
Yeah, I've seen people review it on YouTube and stuff, and I think, is it Red Spot? Is a big one that people talk about.
That's the one.
Have you had that?
Yeah, that's the one that they first say to me. Oh, Red Spot. I'm like, okay. Is this all right? Yeah. That's the one that was average last time I tried it. So
you got to be careful because you don't like Guinness or Irish whiskey. So you're the Irish like really.
Oh God! Oh man! The thing is, right? I say I've not got any claim to Ireland, but in my sort of, you know, long lost heritage, right? Because I did one of those ancestry things, you know, where you spit in a tube, send it off, and they tell you what percent you are of where, you know.
Yeah.
I think I was like 43% Irish, 44% Irish. So, you know, it was compared to everything else, aside from the English bit, Irish was the other main thing. And then there's like a little handful of bits and bobs from everywhere else. Yeah. But, like loads of Irish in me, apparently. So, I mean,
blimey.
I don't know what that says about me. I mean, my mum's side and up at, you know, they're sort of, I'm not going to tell you their names and that, but you know, they've got Irish sort of names, you know, and the Fairhead and all this sort of thing. So, can definitely see that. But obviously the drinks, they weren't big drinkers.
Yeah.
But in fact, funnily enough, on the same sort of, when I got those results back from Ancestry, I tried to do a little like family tree thing, like a lot of people try and do. And I found that a couple of generations ago, one of the blokes from this Irish mum's side went over to like Pennsylvania somewhere and like started working in a bar and then opened their own bar. Right, so I'm just, I don't know a lot about it because you know how these things are. You just got a name on a death certificate somewhere or a land registry or something. But I'm imagining some sort of Cheers-style bar in Pennsylvania, and I'm dreaming that it was like the best place in town, had all the best drinks and there was the best like swing bands in there and all this. But, so that's my little dream, that there's a bit of sort of Irish Pennsylvania heritage back there.
Love it. I think it's best to just keep that dream and never actually go and try and find it or find out what it was.
Yeah. Turns out he just swept up after a big night.
Yeah. Oh dear. I need to do one of those like genealogy things. I would be interested to see what I'm made of.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's great. I mean, they're still a bit too expensive for you to just do it on a whim. I think they're like 70 quid or something.
Right, okay.
So it's like, I don't know, 70. It's still 70 quid. It's like, I don't want to know that much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure. That's interesting though. A lot of Irish. I think, I don't know I don't even know what I would expect to be.
Yeah, what would you guess if you had to make a punt? I mean, what do you know about your sort of ancestry at the moment? Do you know anything?
Well, supposedly the American side of my family came from Germany.
Right, cool.
Yeah, I won't make any jokes. And then I think my mum's side, I think, so Stuart, is that Irish or is that Welsh? What's Stuart?
Oh,
Scottish,
man. Maybe? I would say Scottish.
Yeah, Stuart. So there's obviously it's not anyone that's sort of near my family, but that's floating about, and we come from that area, wherever that name comes from.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So does that mean you've got a tartan somewhere? The Stuart tartan.
Holy hell! I hope so. Oh, I've never even thought about this. This has opened a whole new world. I hope I do.
Yeah, man. I think. We should have pre-planned this, but because I'm sure I've got a tartan somewhere that I'm sort of like vaguely, I could vaguely claim, but I can't remember what name it is. It's definitely not my name because it's deep down the line basically. But I think I've got one somewhere that I can lay a claim to, as well as I think, I don't know what the name is, but I'm sure there's a little tidbit fact that you can any man can wear the tartan of the Queen. I think the Queen's got a tartan, right? Okay. But any Briton can. Any Englishman can wear the tartan of the Queen because it's like, even if you've not got your own family, quote unquote,
borrow hers.
You can officially wear hers because you can't go around wearing any old family's tartan. That's not the damn thing. You get run out of town by Braveheart. Mel Gibson would force you out of town.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you can. I think you can wear the Queen's tartan. So
cool.
I don't know what name it is. Can't be. I doubt it's Windsor, but maybe it is. But we're rambling. Somebody tell us what the Queen's tartan is. You can wear that apparently.
We've given them a lot of homework this week. Irish whiskey, tartan, and there was another thing. I can't remember what we asked them, but.
Oh God. Time is
She
now.
was quick this time.
Yeah.
Like a shot.
Oh dear. Oh man, let's do it. We've got a good action film related pub quiz tonight. I thought we'd stick in the zone. Okay, so
I feel more confident in this quiz than I felt for a while. So this is good.
Yeah, sure. So I had a quick scan. I think this is about the right level for us. Okay, so there's 20 questions, but I don't think we'll get through them all. Here we go. Question 1. What's the name of the building where Die Hard's events take place? Nice, easy one to start off with.
Nakatomi Plaza, baby.
Yeah, man. Don't even need to pencil that. That's a Sharpie. Sharpie that answer in, mate. Okay, cool. What movie is the line, "I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you" from?
Oh man, we were born for this. Taken.
Yeah, man.